Hi there, welcome to our Made Tech team interview series. This is a collection of chats aimed to better understand what each role within Made Tech is all about and to feature the great work members of our team are doing. My name is Carson. I am the digital marketing coordinator here at Made Tech, and today I will be talking with Charlene Hunter, one of our lead engineers currently based in our London office. Charlene, how's it going?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Busy, but really good, thank
Good.
you.
Good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. For anyone watching this in the future, we are still working from home due to the coronavirus pandemic. How has that been for you so far?
It's been okay. So I actually joined during lockdown, during the pandemic. So it's been quite a strange experience, but it's also been okay. I think I quite like being on my own. So it's
Yeah.
actually been quite nice to have a bit of a break and hang out on my own for a little while and not have to rush to loads of bars doing loads of stuff in the evening. So yeah.
All right. Definitely a different way of life, getting used to it now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I think I'll just dive into the questions we have prepared. To begin with,
Sure.
how did you become interested in working in tech?
In tech in general, wow. So I think I've secretly always been interested in it, but I didn't really realize that I was. So my dad has a software company that I always used to hang out at when I was growing up. So that's one of the key reasons that at the time when I was growing up, I didn't really want to work in tech. I thought I wanted to do something else, but because I think I saw it all the time, so I didn't really like it. But yeah, no, I've just always been interested in tech. I've always been doing things in that space. So since I think I started coding when I was about 10 or something.
Wow.
And ever since then, I've just been involved in it and I've just enjoyed it. It's a passion of mine. So I really enjoy it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And outside of tech, what other hobbies do you have?
Outside of tech. I remember trying to make myself have hobbies so that I could say I had hobbies outside of tech. I don't think I actually have any hobbies outside of tech anymore. I think everything I do is kind of tech related.
Yeah.
There was a time I tried doing some sewing, but that didn't last very long. I'm back in tech again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passion makes sense, but that's
Yeah, exactly.
nice. And had you worked at all in the public sector before you joined Made Tech?
Yeah, so I've actually worked in the public sector for around 10 years. So the first job I had was at BAE Systems, and that was public sector work. And then I became a contractor in the public sector, and now I'm back in the public sector. So I think that I quite like doing work that means something,
Mm.
where you're contributing to the greater good, I suppose. So for me, I tried getting out of the public sector, and it just felt strange. It didn't feel like I was making a difference, so I had to go back into that space. So I've always worked in it for about 12 years.
Wow, yeah, it's a long time to work in it, but yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great area to work in. This is my first time working in public sector area, and I definitely know what you mean by you feel like
yeah.
you're making a difference and a positive impact.
Exactly. It's different, but it's nice. I think
Yeah,
it's worth it. So yeah, it feels good.
for sure. And how long have you been at Made Tech now?
I think I've actually only been here about 3 months now. It feels like a lifetime, but it's been
Yeah.
about 3 months. Yeah, I started at the beginning of May. I think
Hmm.
we're in August now. I've lost track of time. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Working from home does that.
Yeah, it makes every day feel like the longest day, but also the shortest day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How did you find out about the company?
It was actually through Luke and Yaz. So about a year and a half ago, I attended a meetup group called Black Devs London, and Maytech was sponsoring it. So it was my first time ever doing speaking at an event. And I remember seeing Yaz like sat in the corner, and I remember seeing loads of Maytech notepads on all the desks. And that was the first time I'd actually seen them. And I was like, I didn't even know that companies sponsored meetups. I don't
Yeah.
think I really thought about it. So I kind of found out about it that way. And then over time, I think I saw Luke or Yaz, or probably Luke on LinkedIn, and I just connected. And then after that, he was like, come into the office, let's have a chat about the public sector. So I came in, had a chat about the public sector, and then it just seemed like you guys are actually a really good company. Like Maytech's just really nice.
Yeah.
I don't really understand it, but it's just a really lovely company. So we've stayed in touch for the last, for the last year, I guess, and then I applied and I'm here. So that's
Nice. That's great. Yeah. And for anyone who's looking to apply, what was the interview process like for you?
So there was an initial screening interview, and that was just a chat really. So the whole process didn't feel like an interview. There was an initial chat where we spoke about a bit about my background and just to get to understand me a little bit better. And then the next stage, there was essentially a 3-stage interview. So the first part was another chat about my experiences in the roles I'd done and the core values of Maytech. And then there was a pairing interview, and then we went on to do a technical scenario. So that was quite fun. It was just quite a fun afternoon. It didn't feel like an interview.
Yeah, sure.
And that was it. That was the whole stage, and then you get a call within 24 hours. So it's quite nice.
Good. Yeah, it goes by quickly then.
Yeah, really quickly.
And what does your role here involve?
So my current role is actually quite interesting. I'm at the moment looking after the academy. So we've got the academy starting in September, and what I'm doing is trying to make sure that that runs smoothly end to end. So we've got the September academy and then the March academy, and I've been massively involved in that. It's been really exciting meeting all the candidates and trying to make sure that we have the right program in place for them when they get started. So that's what my role is at the moment. I've done a bit of bid work as well, but none of the actual projects yet. It's been a lot of internal work, but quite fun.
Sure. Yeah. Great. What do you like most about your role?
I think if we put the role aside, it's Maytech in general. So it's knowing that you're doing something that's actually benefiting people. So I joined here because I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to work on projects that would benefit the public sector, and instead I work on a project that's going to benefit people that wouldn't otherwise have got into tech roles necessarily. So it's great to be working on something where you know that you're giving back, you know that you're giving people opportunities, and it's really fun to create a training program and to work with a bunch of people that are really cool. So I think that's it. It's for me, it's that you know that you're working towards something that's bigger than just writing a bit of code, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Right. What would you say are one of the most challenging things about your role, though?
At the moment, again, it's not really the role. It's probably lockdown, to be honest. I think if I was in an office, it would all be going very differently. I would feel like I was meeting people and seeing people rather than seeing people for 15 minutes and then ending a call. Yeah. So at the moment, I think it's very much I don't want to use the word isolation, but just that separation of not working with people, it's working away from people. I find quite difficult at times. Yeah. But it's still enjoyable.
Right. Yeah. One of these days we'll be in the office.
That's the thing, like the office is open, and I still just don't seem to want to go in because it requires me to leave the house. I'm too lazy now, so I don't, I'm just lazy. No problem.
So you may have just answered this, but what's one of your favorite projects that you worked on so far?
It's the academy.
Yeah.
It's been involved in that. So I've been working on that with another lead engineer and David, another lead engineer, and that's been really fun. Just getting that going and just interviewing loads of people and running a really exciting day for people to try and get into the company. It has been really fun. So yeah, the academy definitely. Yeah.
Cool. Well, one last question for you. You were recently featured in BBC News, which is so exciting. Like, congratulations. And I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit about your projects at Black Coder and Coding Black Females.
Yeah, so outside of work, I guess this is why I don't have any hobbies, because I don't have time for hobbies anymore. Yeah. Outside of work, I run a non-profit called Coding Black Females, and that's to address the underrepresentation of Black women in tech. So what we do for that is we have loads of events that we run. We've got mentorship programs. We've got training that we provide to people. And we do quite a lot to just make sure that there's a community around Black women who are in tech roles and to make sure that it's more representative. But then at the same time, I'm also working alongside with another company called Neo Enterprise to run a coding bootcamp, and that's called Black Coder. So we started the Black Coder bootcamp last 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I can't remember anymore, time is passing, on the 3rd of August. And it's a 30-week coding bootcamp for 50 Black women. So we've got sessions happening every single night for the next 30 weeks, which is why I'm exhausted and I don't have any other things to do with my time other than plan and work. But yeah, it's really, really exciting. It's so exciting to see the energy of people learning tech and getting into tech, and people that wouldn't necessarily have thought of it as a career and now trying to get into an industry that I absolutely love. So for me, it's just exciting. I get to do loads of really fun stuff every single evening. It's always fun. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's Coding Black Females and Black Coder.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. It's such exciting projects to be a part of, and it's great to hear about them too. So thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really interesting hearing about your experience coming to Made Tech and your background. And if anyone would like to get in touch with Made Tech or has any more questions for Charlene about her role here, I will add our contact information to the description below. Please feel free to reach out, and be sure to stay tuned for our next Made Tech team interview coming next month. So thank you, Charlene. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.